is that?
It's my balls.
God damn it, Cartman! How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison? Holy shit, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of SuckMyBallsPod right here on HamiMediaGroup.podbean.com, RatSaladReview.com, and of course, the most important place we'd like for you to download our show or listen or watch, Suck My Bad. You can check us out everywhere. Just search it: iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, Google, all the podcast outlets. We're on YouTube. You can watch. You're watching the video, and you're like, "Whoa, there's people here." That's right. This is a South Park review show. We insert clips as we review it, and we have a fun time. That's it. That's all we're here to do is talk South Park and have fun. Now, I'm your host with the most, who lives on the West Coast. For now, your boy, Matthew Schaffer. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Matthew_Schaffer. Each and every week, I'm joined usually by my other cohort here, Scoop Jackson. But Scoop just got back from Flagstaff, Arizona, Grand Canyon area. He went for a little trip, nice little weekend getaway, clear your mind. And so I know he just got home as we're recording this, but he never got back to me about jumping in, so he's probably tired. But I'm not alone. I think we just, I've already talked to Ian. We're going to go ahead and make this official, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome officially now, not a special guest. Otherwise, this would have been like the sixth fucking time. And
You're
at that
right.
point, it's not even a special guest anymore.
I'm just a guest.
It's just another fucking guy, right? Just remove the fucking special. You don't even get guest anymore. Now you're on the list like us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome officially to this show now. Fancy Pants. You changed it. Fancy Pants Vernola. That's great. What's up, buddy?
That's not my name. It's not my name.
Now it's Turd Ferguson.
It's a funny name. It's a funny name.
Ted Ferguson. Yeah.
Turd
Welcome to
Ferguson,
the show.
Funny name.
Welcome to the show, sir. We appreciate you joining us each and every week.
Man.
Suck My Balls. It just only made sense. I mean, you're already on. I'm moving to Colorado, which that's where you live. So, like,
right.
it'll just end up being easier to do podcasts in person if we wanted to, and then we could just call Ian and clown on him. Like,
right.
But Ian is supposed to, he had the plan is he wants to move to Colorado too. So at some point, there might be an all 3-person man booth together.
Right. And if it's the time of year that you were telling me, like, he should just wait until later, that is not
the prime time to leave Arizona.
Yeah.
But
no,
we digress
especially
there.
for here.
But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is a South Park review show. If you would like to get caught up to us, you can go back and watch the first 2 full seasons and the first 5 episodes and the movie, and you'll be here. Episode number 40. And lucky for you, all the reviews are up there. You can find out, starting in season 2, we started putting all of our episodes on YouTube. So all of season 2 is up, and then season 3 so far. First season is audio only. I gotta tell you, we were new at getting the podcast and the format down. Some of those episodes are a bit long, not saying they're bad. I'm just saying some of those episodes are a little bit long because we go like scene by scene and script by line because we were just getting into our flow. We didn't really have a format down yet. It was just us like turning record on and be like, all right, let's talk about this episode. So we're a little bit more advanced here, Joe. So you at least joined us at the better time. That's usually when you get the talent, right? Not at the beginning, like, when you're trying to work out the kinks. The indie wrestlers do all the work, and then they bring in the guy from
and
the
then
region.
we bring in the name, guys do all the work, and then it's like, hey, we're getting this dude who did some time in NXT.
Let's cash in. Sexual Harassment Panda. Everyone wants to cash in on this episode, Joe. Not like that segue. Now, this episode is season 3, episode 6.
Right.
South Park. Interestingly enough, I mean, this will be kind of part of our trivia, but we kind of just need to talk about it now.
Mm-hmm.
They pretty much don't even remember making this episode. They've come out and said it publicly on like the DVD. You can see it in the interviews. I have it here in the notes, I believe. That they just don't even recall making the episode itself. So, and that's because it came right after the movie premiere. So they were just, and they make their movies on a weekly basis, right? So, or they might have been making a little bit slower back then, but even so, they're still making it in short periods of time. So the movie debuts, then they hit back to the studio and start making
the
next episode of South Park. So This is a complete blur for them. However, I still say it's not a bad episode. People want to think it's a bad episode. I've heard that, and I'm like, it's not bad.
No, and it has a lot of good commentary on it and everything. And I mean, like, there was only one kind of glaring thing that kind of jumped out to me. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, oh, this could have been like produced pre-movie or post-movie, but we'll get into that. It's probably covered in the trivia, honestly.
Right.
Or I haven't looked at a format. I'm being totally unfucking professional right now. I don't even know if one's been sent.
No, I sent it to you. It's your email. Yeah.
I kind of figured it was, but it was like I got asked to do this like last night or this morning. I'm like, yeah, I got training, but yeah, I haven't even really looked at the format. I did watch the episode though. I did watch the episode, but we're gonna call this on the fly, kid. We're gonna call this on the fly. Who's heel? Are you the heel?
Not me. I'm the baby face here. It's my show.
Well, then you kind of got to be the heel so you can lead us along here. But I mean,
God.
You're the vet. You're the vet. Just carry me along.
So everyone in South Park,
way too inside and gave away way too much shit now.
I know, right? Everyone in South Park, guys, is suing everyone else after the school gets a visit from Petey, the Sexual Harassment Panda, having used the message for the wrong reasons. Because here's what happens. The show starts out with Mr. Garrison. He's in the classroom and he starts to explain what Sexual Harassment Panda is. Now, initially, which I always thought is interesting, like when Cartman gives his answer of what he thinks sexual harassment is, it's still a valid answer. That is sexual harassment. So we're going to go to this clip here to get started because, it's Cartman's. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Like, I want to show you guys a picture.
It's all about sexual harassment in school.
About what?
Now, does anybody know what sexual harassment means? Yes, Eric.
When you're trying to have intercourse with a lady friend and some other guy comes up and tickles your balls from behind.
No, Eric, that's not what I'm talking about. The school board has sent over a special guest to teach us all about sexual harassment in schools. Please welcome Petey, the Sexual Harassment Panda.
Is what Cartman was describing as sexual harassment, or is that a soft swap?
But he said when you're trying to get with your lady friend and another guy comes up from behind you and tickles you in the balls, like that's sexual harassment. You're trying to get with your lady friend and another dude just came up and tickled you in the balls. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not touching that. Like, I was already making a lifestyle joke and it probably shouldn't have been made.
No, I mean, I guess if that's what if you're in a consensual sexual triangle, I guess.
Right.
Then yeah, I guess it fits. But Cartman seems to be innocently or innocuously asking, like,
yeah, no, I know. I'm just.
But I think it is sexual harassment.
I'm just, and it totally is. I was just like taking a turn for the yeah. I grew up in Vegas. Like, I was 20 minutes from the green door. Nothing surprises or shocks me.
So the panda comes in, and of course, I can't play the lyrics here for copyright. I'll probably insert it on the podcast if you're listening. But who lives in? Why don't we just listen to it?
We can sing it, right? Like we can sing it.
You can, but let's just listen to it for the podcast. So this is for the podcast. If you're watching YouTube, sorry, go to the podcast because I don't want to get hit. Sexual Harassment Panda, guys. So yes, Sexual Harassment Panda comes in and he's basically going to teach them about sexual harassment.
Right.
I just wonder where they got the idea to make the character a panda. Because by the end, like, at least it kind of makes sense. It rolls off the tongue with the
right.
But Sexual Harassment Panda. I mean, it's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, but could you think of another animal that I guess could be a panda instead of a panda?
Not really. I can't think of one.
Sexual harassment spider. I don't know.
Right. And I thought maybe it was a pedo bear reference, like, but they couldn't go pedo bear. But like, I can't remember when like pedo bear entered the zeitgeist and pop culture and stuff.
Interesting, Joe. Interesting.
And like it was just like one of those things that like I didn't catch as a kid, but like later on, I'm like, wait, is that like a pedo bear? Like a really like kind of like you got to know what you're looking at reference for pedo bear.
So it says the bear character originates from the popular bulletin board, as you mentioned, BBS 2-channel in Japan, where it was introduced in the form of shift_JSIR or Kuma, an interjection of the word Kuma meaning bear in Japanese. Unlike pedo bear, Kuma has no sexual connotations, pedophilic or otherwise. Although initially appearing as a single line, various modified, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really give a date. Let's see, mainstream media. The picture they're posting is 2010, so that's got to be later.
Oh yeah, that's way
until-
later. This is
Yeah,
like
July 3rd,
2009.
2009.
Okay, yeah. So then I was totally off there, but like, and that's why it never clicked with me until much later because pedo bear wasn't there until much later.
Yeah, no, but that's interesting. And that's, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't have to edit that. I was able to just pick up my phone and search it. So, like, if you're on a podcast,
we kind of, yeah. Oh, yeah. If
no,
you're
I'm just saying,
not-
if you're on a podcast, you can look it up. It's not hard to be like, I don't know, I'll just fuck it. Like, you can do that. And I've made that mistake in the past, so I apologize if I have in the past. Just
rubble.
That's on me. That's why I picked up and I Googled.
Mhm.
Anyway, so that being said, that the panda comes in who lives in the east neath a willow tree, sexual harassment panda, who explains sexual harassment to you and me, sexual harassment panda. Don't say that. Don't touch there. Don't be nasty, says the silly bear. He's gonna tell you what's right and wrong. Sexual harassment.
Right.
So-
It's
It's kind of ridiculous. So
the
but you know
audio tricks they do with their voices in that show are right.
I've been practicing that one since I was a kid.
Yeah, right. Yeah, same.
I've seen that first episode. Like once these guys use so many different voices, and if you've been watching it for so long, you just naturally start picking it up and wanting to practice.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that looks kind of stupid. Anyway, everyone in South Park, as we mentioned, ends up suing some people. So let's get into that. Garrison introduces the class to Petey, the sexual harassment panda, who teaches the class about sexual harassment. Now, as they're going through the articles, in Article 35, when one panda touches another panda, so like they're listening to it, and Stan's like, God, this is horrible. And Kyle's like, yeah, this is the worst. And Kyle's like, I think I kind of like sexual harassment panda. And Stan's like, you would like sexual harassment panda. You what is it? Ass sucker? You
Yeah.
ass sucker. And then Kyrie's like, what? Now that he has the newfound knowledge,
Right.
this is a bad word that can be used in some form of litigation. If you're an adult, not necessarily a child, but definitely as a kid, because like, I mean, not to say you can't get in trouble for sexually harassing a girl, when you're in
like if
middle
I call you an ass sucker at work or something, or like, hey, suck my ass, then yeah, that's sexual harassment.
I would laugh my ass off though, but that's just me. Hey, suck my ass. I'd be like, all right, you got it.
Suck my ass. Who's coming with me, man?
Like if somebody got mad at me in the middle of an argument and busted out South Park lines, that's 100% way to diffuse me. I'd be like, that's acceptable.
Right,
You just beat me with my own argument. You have become demanded.
yeah, I was in like a argument, not an argument, but a very heated bar discussion, and like someone else, and like the dude was like, hey, calm down, guy. I'm like, I'm not your guy, buddy. And like that just that broke every that was
that's it. You broke it up. South Park rules all. Well, Cartman learns that ass sucker is an offensive word. He's like, it's just right here that I can sue you for saying that word. And Stan's like, what? No, you can't get out of here. And then the panda's like, well, actually, when one panda wants to sue the party of another aforementioned panda under the panda civil laws, this is accepted. So we go to court.
Wasn't it Stan he sued, not Kyle?
Oh, did I say Kyle? I thought I said meant
Yeah,
Stan.
yeah. We said Kyle called him an ass sucker. It was Stan, I think.
I thought I said Stan, but anyway, Stan.
Or we can rewind and like you can pop it up like Joe's a fucking idiot right here if I turn out to be wrong.
That's a lot of editing. So maybe I guess I'll do it now.
Nah.
So anyway, so Stan calls him an ass sucker, and now they're going to court. Like it goes dun dun dun. Like you might say a Law and Order type 90s character music, right? Bum bum bum. So they go to the courtroom, and we got a judge, and apparently Cartman is suing Stan. And not only that, he hires a lawyer. He's like, yeah, my lawyer's just parking the car. He'll be here in just a moment. And Kyle's like, you got a lawyer, dude? That's where Kyle talks. And then his dad comes in. Dad? Oh, hey, Kyle.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
So he hires Gerald Broflovsky after Stan called him that ass sucker. So now soon, what ends up happening based on a lot of this is the whole town's going to go into a disarray, but the court scene is hilarious. So let's cut to a scene here because the judge is like talking to the different witnesses. Did you or did you not see a student call another student ass sucker? Yeah, because he is a little ass. Yeah, because he's a little ass sucker.
I couldn't concentrate the rest of the day. And the way his eyes kept looking at me, slowly going up and down my body, like he was impressing me with his face. What? Cartman, you call people names all the time.
As you can see, Your Honor, my client is too upset to continue.
Mr. Marsh, what do you have to say?
Cartman's crying.
For your defense.
I'm 8?
I'm 8.
All right, this seems pretty open and shut. Stan Marsh, under the new Sexual Harassment in Schools law, I am forced to find you guilty.
Huh?
All right, we did it.
Hey,
So
how do people hate this episode?
I was gonna say, hold on. We haven't. I guess I might have jumped in, so that's my apologies. This is only the first court case. The second court case when Mr. Garrison appears, and we'll go to that clip here in just a second.
Yeah.
But this is the first court case because he sues Stan initially, but because he's under 8, as Stan goes there. What's your defense? I'm 8.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a great defense.
Because
That's a great defense.
while he's grabbing Stan's shit, that's when Gerald gets in his ear, like, yo, we should go after the school. Like, that's like, and like before that, and maybe I'm wrong, it was like Gerald, we knew Gerald was a lawyer, but he almost seemed like the kind of public defender lawyer, or like he always seemed like a good guy. And this is like the first time we see kind of some like sliminess, kind of ambulance chasing side of lawyering from Gerald.
Yeah, they definitely set the initial, character breadcrumbs of what Gerald Broflovsky really truly turns into throughout the course of this show. I think we're also getting close to the Jubilee. Isn't that next? I want to say.
No, I
meant the trilogy. I think the trilogy is coming up next. I think it's 7, 8, 9.
Oh yeah. I thought Jubilee was only one episode.
No, well, yeah, but I meant the whole trilogy of the Meteor Shower trilogy is what it's really called.
Yes, that's 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, because it's the two guys in the hot tub is episode 8. 7 is just Meteor Shower, and then 9 is Jubilee.
Right. Well, so that's coming up next. That's a fun. Those are fun episodes, guys.
Yes.
2 minutes.
So glad I'm on the show.
2 Men in a Hot Tub. That's a great episode. And you've got I know a lot of people don't like Cartman, or I'm sorry, what was it, Kenny and Kyle when they're at the juke camp with Moses.
Yeah.
I think it's freaking hilarious.
It's so good.
Wow. So yes, it's 2 guys naked in a hot tub, cat orgy, and Jubilee. So that should be good. Yeah, 7th episode of the 3rd season. I was making sure that we weren't idiots. So anyway, yes, that's
Wicked Wild.
Wild West, Wild West.
Me and Salma Hayek, clap from. Okay, we'll do it all next week.
Ooh, Thelma Hayek, she's hot.
Let's get back to this episode. So now, as you mentioned, Gerald is going with Cartman through his stuff. And Cartman mentions, he's like going through all of Stan's different items. He's like, hey, do you like this? And Stan's like, yeah, dude, that's my favorite toy. He's like, okay, I'll take that. And
right.
What about this? No, I really don't like that. Okay, then you will, man. If I take it. Ah, God damn it. So he starts taking his toys, and the court bailiff, he's like, you are entitled to, was it like a green Nerf football or like something else? And then he looks at it, and then he tells Cartman, as you mentioned, hey, I think we can get like some money if we actually go after the school. And they decide to go after the school. So now it's at this point they start interrogating the principal, and under the interrogation or on the stand, the principal breaks down and commits and confesses to what sounds like a murder.
Right.
Like-
I totally forgot about that until I watched the episode again this afternoon when I got home.
It's crazy. Like I was just like, this is nuts. Like, how can you do this? Like, why would you set this up like this? Like, why would you get under the court itself and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and confess my murder, even though it's a court case for sexual harassment at my school.
She just broke down. She needed that off her conscience.
She needed that off her conscience, maybe, yeah. But nothing ever comes of it, Joe. Nothing ever comes of it. Ever. All right. Well, let's go to now to the real clip. Mr. Garrison, he's in the courtroom here, and he's very sexist, misogynistic towards the judge this whole episode, or at least in the courtroom. Okay,
The question, did you know that sexual harassment was going on in the classroom?
No, I had no friggin' idea.
Mr. Garrison, do you know the definition of sexual harassment?
Of course, and so does Mr. Hat. We do not tolerate sexual harassment.
You are the witness here, Mr. Garrison, not Mr. Hat.
I'm sorry, Toots.
Did you or did you not hear my
Sour
client being
tits.
called an ass sucker?
Yes.
And you did nothing.
Well, he is a little ass sucker.
Mr. Garrison, I will remind you that we are in court.
Okay, baby, I'm sorry.
Absolutely zero dams about the body she burned and threw over a bridge.
It's just it's
Which
very graphic, very detailed. Now, for those listening on or watching this on YouTube, I probably went ahead and the smarter choice was I was give you the Garrison clip, so you probably didn't get all of that. So go check out the podcast if you want to hear the rest. But she goes into very details about how killing the body, and you married Barry, and then I had to bury and burn the bodies, and blah 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 blah.
And this is gonna get me, pardon the pun, some heat with people, but that's one of my favorite things to do on Red Dead Redemption. After if I just come up on a random campground, and I don't care if they're a rival gang or if it's just some prospector, I will kill everyone at that campground, and then I will throw them in the fire. That's how you know I fucking did it.
Well, that's interesting.
I'm a sadist.
That's fine. I go a little bit more of the route in a different game. I go more of the peaceful route. This is in the Assassin's Creed game. What I like to do is I like to go the route of killing everybody and not leaving a trail, and I usually throw them into a water or some sort of field of water where the body can drift away. Peacefully.
I've done that too. If they're fishing or something, I'll just kill them and then just.
I just for me, that's more. People are like, you go through all that and you kill the person. Why don't you just go? It's called Assassin's Creed. I'm trying to be a fucking assassin. So if you were a real fucking assassin, translate these skills to real life. So if maybe you're ever in that situation,
I blame Hitman. Hitman had me doing this at 18.
Right? Exactly. That's true. The Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
So soon everyone begins to sue everyone after this, Joe. For the smallest of reasons, and they go through all the different court cases and whatnot. And we don't need to play through all of them, but I do want to go into one particular, Joe, because this is very interesting to me. That after going through the sexual harassment articles and books, probably not as well as he should have, Cartman is going to get sued here, and he gets sued by Pip. Fucking Pip.
Yes.
Do you know who never sued? Joe?
Butters.
Fucking Butters.
Because Butters is the best character on the show. Butters and then Randy Marsh is 1A. In just terms of Randy Marsh is 1A because he makes me laugh my ass off so consistently. But Butters is my favorite character because he is other than when he's Professor Chaos, is the most good-natured and good-hearted person on the show.
That's a
Maybe
good point.
Ike.
Maybe Ike. Butters is a good character. I won't argue that, because he does have some good sentimental reasons to it and whatnot.
Do you know what I am saying?
Do you know what I am saying? So after, as we mentioned, Butters is we're going to go to the Cartman here in the pit. But before I get there, I actually want to play this commercial. It's about Kyle's dad.
Yes.
So
oh my God. Call me. Kyle's. Sorry. Not gonna...
He doesn't even say his own fucking name here. This is ridiculous.
I ruined the punchline. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Fine. No, it's okay. It's funny. Here we go.
Boy in my class tried to put his tongue in my mouth. I knew I needed legal help. Kyle's dad helped me get a $1.6 million settlement and his bright and shiny bicycle. Thank you, Kyle's dad.
Thank you, Kyle's dad.
Kyle's dad got me 1.4 billion, and he can do it for you too. Just look at all these beautiful girls.
So call me Kyle's dad
Fucking Craig.
because it's not about money.
Clyde.
It's about.
Fuck you, Clyde.
Wait, what am I saying? Call me.
Kids picking on you, well, don't be sad.
Just spend their best with Kyle's dad. Oh my God. It's so good.
So,
And of course, someone tries to shove their tongue down Bebe's mouth.
oh my God, that's that's true. But fucking Clyde, I don't understand. Clyde gets 1.3 million. Come on, that's ridiculous.
I mean, Bebe got 1.6.
I don't believe that. I think it was like supposed to be a parody take on all those commercials. Like, do you remember Larry H. Parker back in the day?
Yeah.
Larry H. Parker got me $1.2 million.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's just like any friggin' law commercial. Like there's Frank D. Azar got me 1.3 million for my car wreck. And like, and it's
Call,
like a
call
Fender.
JG Wentworth 8775 now. All these fucking weird commercials and shit like that.
Oh my
Learner
God.
Row is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
I'm gonna have to talk to you about that one off air.
The Morales Law Office here in Washington. The
Oh,
Morales
God.
Law Office. Hey, I know big truckers, so call me, the Morales Law Office, and I'll get you what you deserve. Call 853-2221. Like fucking I have to watch this
Yeah,
commercial.
I was gonna say you watch those commercials like repeatedly every night.
At work, it's horrible. And the Morales one is when we have to. Okay, I'm not gonna get into it, but we have to
Yeah.
upload that one. It's a local cart.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
so yeah, that's bad. Anyway, so without work now, unfortunately, or not. Sorry, what happens after that? Now that all the kids are starting to sue, the school is fucking losing money. 1.2 million, 3 million, 5 million, blah, blah, all these millions. So let's go to this court scene here and we'll show you the breakdown of how the school ends up losing all of this money.
Eric Cartman, it is the judgment of this court that you sexually harassed Pip Phillip at school.
No way!
Yeah, way!
This is ridiculous!
You asked Pip to suck your you-know-what. You must...
What did he ask Pip to suck, Joe?
Matt, bows.
Suck my balls.
How would you like to suck my balls, Pip?
$1.6 million. Oh, dear God.
Wow, I'm good.
Next.
This girl touched my thigh.
Half her belongings. School is sued for $2.1 million. We're ruined. Next.
Your Honor, this young man commented on the shape of my ass.
Half his stuff. $2 million from the school.
So Craig got money because a girl touched his thigh. So right there, that should tell you there's a very first inkling that Craig is homosexual, right?
Yeah.
He's acting now because he's flipping kids off. He's hanging out, Mr. Mackey, off, okay? Flipping people. Oh, don't flip people off, Craig. Flipping people off is bad, okay? Don't do that, okay? So, you got Craig who's acting out, and this is interesting because why would you sue for a girl touching your leg?
Because
Unless
you
did
can
more.
get the money. I don't know. But yeah, but your theory is much better.
I think it's a breadcrumb. I think they were slowly putting it in there because,
It could
if
have
you
been.
notice, throughout the episodes, there's always those signs. It's like trying to tell you, "Have you seen me?" Because they always put an alien in the episode
Right.
somewhere.
And I
So-
mean, Tweak was commenting on Mackie's ass, not
Your
not a
Honor,
female's.
this child commented on the shape of my behind.
Right. So Tweak noticing dudes' asses. Craig.
Right.
friggin-
Back to back. Holy shit. Wow, that's continuity here, even in season 3. Good
Tim and
job,
Eric.
Matt Stone. Good job, Matt Stone and Trey Parker. Wow, you made the connection, and we went there.
And
So
it's really funny because, like, through my never-ending binge of South Park, I'm on the Yowie episode.
oh, really?
Yeah.
So because of all these kids being, all the kids doing Sexual Harassment Panda, unfortunately, the school's running out of money, dude. So what happens when what happens when schools and governments run out of money? What happens, Joe?
Teachers buy their own chalk. Textbooks have the USSR as a rising power.
I was going more for certain things get cut. So
yeah, budgets get cut.
Budgets get cut.
Mascots and stuff like that gets cut. I know I went super political there, but
the panda unfortunately is a casualty.
Happens. Tom Morris takes his job a little seriously.
Hello, sexual harassment cubs.
Lives in the nest at the willow tree. Sexual harassment panda.
Have a seat, Mr. Morris. Who? Sexual harassment panda. Oh, all right. Mr. Morris, we at the school board have been thinking, and we've decided that perhaps a panda isn't the best way to explain sexual harassment to children.
That's a logical point, Joe.
it really is.
Like a panda should not be. A panda is one of those. At one point in time, it was an endangered species. I hear that it's actually starting to now go from endangered to moderate, whatever the next stage up
Protected.
is. Right. So now it's protected. So now they're not endangered as much because over the last decades, pretty much our whole lives, the big focus has been not letting the panda and the koala bear go.
Right. That's the one good thing the Chinese government. Well. Yeah, they're not watching this. It's the one good thing the Chinese government has done.
Well, no, we're banned from China. We'll never be allowed in. So you already went. So what does it matter?
I mean, I went to I guess that's it was part of China. I went to Hong Kong. I went to China.
Did you go see the Great Wall?
No, I wasn't in mainland China. That was my dad. He was working for Disney in Shanghai.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah,
we'll have to have that conversation even more off air. I want to know.
Oh yeah. I'll show you the pictures and stuff.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty sweet.
No,
I didn't know that Disney had a division in China.
He was working on Disneyland in Disney Shanghai.
Disney Shanghai. Okay. Anyway, that's Japanese more. So
yeah. Tokyo Disney's fun too. But yeah.
So we're banned in China, but this, as you mentioned, this was the only thing that they did right was making the
panda conservation. Yeah,
panda conservation. So, and then the World Wildlife Foundation made it their logo, right?
Mhm.
After they took the name back from anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation. Took it back from that company. They were like, "Fuck you, we're gonna be the WWF."
No, that doesn't make me angry 18 years later. Not at all.
So soon, everyone, as we mentioned, begins to snoop for those smallest of reasons. The school begins to lose the money from cases and has to sacrifice important luxuries, as you mentioned, furniture, chalkboards, and sexual harassment. Panda. Mr. Garrison loses all his chalk, so he's forced to write on the chalkboard, which you probably heard in the clip there with a rusty old nail. Now,
and I love how method he was when they were talking to him. Now, Mr. Morris, I'm sorry, sexual harassment panda. He would not respond to his to the name. He would
not. So while without work now, the sexual harassment panda goes to the island of misfit mascots, apparently, where mascots are unfit to live. Now, before he goes there, Joe, the mascot is drove there by a number of things. Of course, you get fired, which is that's always a depressing feeling. He goes and applies for another job. We're not going to show that clip, but like the guy's like, well, while your credentials are great, and you seem really upbeat and passionate, I just don't think we have any room for you here or a position that would meet your needs. It's because I'm a panda, isn't it? Well, yes, it is because you are a panda. I just like how he's so honest with him. It's just
Right.
at least it's refreshing, right?
Right.
So also, what else is funny is there's no we don't need to show this clip, but Chef's only appearance in this show. He's like in the lunchroom with the boys now that like everything's been taken out. Even like in the background of like the kitchen, you'll notice that there's no picture there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you take a look, if you're watching here on YouTube, I'll show you. There's the picture frame is actually missing from the frame itself,
and they're all missing in the classroom too. Like the alphabet thing above the chalkboard is gone.
It's fine. Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Everything is gone. All the pictures are gone.
Yeah.
The backyard. So for those who are watching on this YouTube, I'm showing the clips here, or I'm just dragging through the clip itself.
Right, just like a remix.
So yes, we have those two scenes, and then eventually after that, he basically leaves to go to the island of misfit toys. But what he gets put before that, the kids are like now pissed, right? Stan, Kyle, and Kenny and Cartman all show up at the school board meeting, at the school board people, because they're like, look, everybody's suing everybody, so we gotta like figure out a way to like stop this. So they go and talk to the school board. Now they get to the school board, and this is a great interaction. Now the school board is so afraid of getting sued that they're afraid of the kids.
Excuse me, we'd like to speak with Sexual Harassment Panda, please.
Oh, please don't sue us.
Huh?
We'll give you anything you want.
We want Sexual Harassment Panda.
Oh no, we had to let him go.
What?
I mean, he left.
Well, where is he?
We don't know, honestly. I swear it. Please, let us go.
What the hell is wrong with these?
So yes, it's at this point that now the Sexual Harassment Panda, he's fired. The kids went looking for him, but obviously they didn't, they couldn't find him there because he wasn't there. So now they're going to go off to try and find where the panda is. Now, meanwhile, we then cut over, and I'm going to pull it. We're going to go immediately into the next scene here. We then cut over here to the panda, now depressed, hanging out in the bar, and this is where we get the infamous
Yes.
Hey, we don't take kindly to your farts around here.
Hey, Panda Bear. We don't take kindly to your types in here.
Now calm down, Skeeter. He ain't hurting nobody.
Now, I want to know something from Mr. Panda Bear.
The bear.
If you pandas are from mountainous areas of China and Tibet, how come you eat bamboo, which is prone to grow only in drier, more arid regions?
That's ridiculous. That's like the most random question to make you know that he's not a complete idiot.
Yeah.
Joke, you've been to, China. Can you answer that question?
I don't know. And again, I've only been to Hong Kong, which technically part of China, but I mean, it's a city island kind of thing. And like I said, I never went to the mainland. I don't know much about the panda bear either. So I can't get into why they eat something that is A, so low in nutritional value, and B, not as readily available to them as other things in their mountainous region.
Good. Nice guy. Nice bring back around. I like that. Well, now at this point, Gerald is talking to Kyle, and throughout the episode, the first time Kyle questions Gerald, which by the way, Kyle just proves in this episode he's kind of a wimp. Coming off of the movie, can't talk to his mom, takes the whole freaking movie. And then, like, here in this movie, doesn't know how to talk to his dad and try to tell him, look, dude, stop extorting the town. But he lets it. Unfortunately, Gerald is blinded by the money. And as they've got this massive 10-story house now with all these windows and stuff like that. It's kind of ridiculous. So that's going on. And then Kyle then goes and rejoins the boys as they're searching for the island of misfit toys. They're searching for the panda bear. And the first stop is the bar, Joe. So they go to the bar, and they have have a nice conversation.
I love the size of Kyle's house. Like it just keeps getting bigger and bigger throughout the episode.
Right. So let's go to this next scene here where we kind of get a little bit of a meta moment here with the hey, we don't take kindly to your people around here. Don't take kindly to people around here.
Skeeter, I don't want no trouble. We don't take kindly to your types around here.
Dude, what the hell is going on? Did you guys see a big panda bear in here or not?
We don't take kindly to panda bears.
Well, we don't take kindly to you.
We don't take kindly to folks that don't take kindly around here.
Like, wait, what? Like, did we just fuck ourselves? We don't
So
take
good.
kindly to people who don't take kindly to people around here. So stupid.
Oh,
So at this point now, the boys then go and find the panda bear, and the panda bear is on the island of the Misfit Toys. Apparently, as Joe is blowing up over there, ladies and gentlemen.
I know, and I'm trying to turn it off because I forgot to before we recorded. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine. So after that, the kids go to the island of Misfit, the island of Misfit mascots. Commune. The island of mascot commune, whatever. And while that's going on, Gerald is now apparently going to be the lawyer of the blockbuster case of the century. Everybody versus everybody. Sorry, everybody versus everyone.
Mhm.
And Gerald starts the case. He's like, my client here, everyone. So he's basically defending both sides, and he's going to make out like a bandit. In fact, so much so that the newscaster reports on it. He's like, Joe Broflovski is expected to make $30 million. And I just want to say, Joe Broflovski, you are one of the biggest piece of trash that I've ever met. This just in, Gerald Broflovski is suing local newscaster Todd blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, what? So everybody is suing everybody. And now that newscaster apparently was getting sued for defamatory statements made about Gerald Broflovski, Kyle's dad. Kyle's dad. But they never actually say
that's on like media. That's like technically libel.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like
Well,
that's even more than
you lose your
defamation
job.
of character. Yeah.
But unless it's Fox News. But Kyle's dad here that's how they're going by. I should point out they're not actually saying Gerald. They're just saying Kyle's dad is a huge piece of shit. Like, it's ridiculous. So now Gerald's incredibly rich, and apparently the school lost $32 million. And the boys realize the problem must stop the case. They go to the Sexual Harassment Panda, convince him to change his message. And Scoop, they decide, Joe, see, I'm getting confused here. Joe, they decide to tell him that he should change his attitude, that he should become a different mascot. Now, there's some stupid mascots there, which I'm going to show you here on the video. So I'll pull this. Make sure you run around.
I thought you weren't supposed to run around with scissors.
That's why he's on the island of misfit mascots.
Have you seen any panda bears?
Hey, kids.
Now, here we
I'm
go.
Jimmy, the
Kenny's
don't
death
hold on
scene.
to a large magnet while someone else uses a fan nearby falcon.
What?
Here, watch.
Oh my God, they killed Kenny! You bastard!
And well, Joe, I think because Kenny just died right here,
Yeah.
I think this is also a perfect time for me to get into what did Kenny say? So, what did Kenny say? He has one line. That was literally his line here. When he's holding the magnet, guys, he says, "You guys, come on, get this fucking magnet now!" And then the magnet pulls him into the blades, and he's chopped up into a bunch of little bits. And that's what Kenny said. Yeah, pretty short this week, Joe. Not a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't remember him saying much.
That was it. That was his only line.
Yeah.
So that's what Kenny said, guys. So after that, Kenny's dead. Then they find the panda, and they convince the panda to become Petey, the Don't Sue People Panda. And unfortunately, I guess you should say fortunately for the boys, unfortunately for Kyle's dad, he doesn't get to continue the case because the Petey, the Don't Sue People Panda, shows up. Skeeter's in the courtroom. Hey, we don't take kindly to panda bears trying to sue people or stop suing people. Now, Skeeter, he ain't doing nothing wrong.
So Skeeter, put a sock in it.
So the panda bear shows up and he explained to everyone about how when you're suing schools, for different cases and whatnot, that actually takes money from the taxpayers and blah, 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 goes into the whole economics of what happens when you sue people. And unfortunately, right. So everyone is, they all conclude, I'm a sad panda too. He's like, when everyone sues everybody, it makes me a sad panda. And then the people in the audience are like, yeah, I'm a sad panda too. Yeah, I'm a sad panda too. So got all these different people talking about being sad. And then unfortunately for Gerald, everyone's now mad at him. They're like, we should sue Kyle's dad. Yeah, get him. And then Kyle's dad, the quick thinking mind he has, he gets up and says, no, don't you see? He's right. We shouldn't sue people. Man, have I learned my lesson. I will no longer take on sexual harassment cases in schools. They are too ambiguous and too easily corruptible. And then thank you, Sexual Harassment Panda. Petey, the Don't Sue People Panda. Yeah, whatever. Let's go get some ice cream. Yeah, ice cream. So they all leave. As they're walking out, the judge goes, well, since there is no lawyers present, I'm dismissing the case. And then Skeeter says, hey, we don't take kindly to judges dismisses cases here. That's when put a sock in it, Skeeter.
Yeah.
And then it gets really weird. We get an afterward. Petey just kind of gives us one of those like hokey dokey, like 80s sitcom moments where the main character talks to you about a lesson. It kind of felt like Jerry's Moments or Jerry Springer at the end of his show where he has his little talk. And
here's my final thought.
Jerry's final thought.
Take care of yourselves and each other.
Right. So afterward, Petey tells everyone that there's no such thing as free money. It has to be taken from places that need, like the school. Everyone, including Gerald, everyone threatens to sue him. They learn the errors their ways and they drop the case. He gives his whole speech, and that's how the episode ends. He gives like a very long passion speech about when you sue people, don't sue people, blah blah blah. So that's how the episode ends. So let's jump into some trivia here. Mm-hmm. As I mentioned, Gerald is called Kyle's dad in the commercial for this episode. As we mentioned, we sang the song there. According to Trey Parker and Matt Stone in the creator commentary, Petey the Sexual Harassment Panda is actually Santa Claus because of his red underwear, and his voice sounds exactly the same. You like that trivia?
I never put the two together. This is embarrassing.
Skeeter says that Sexual Panda is actually Santa Claus because of his red underwear.
It's like that scene of Family Guy where Seth MacFarlane goes through like every voice he does is Dr. Hartman, and he's talking to Carter right there. People say we sound like son of a bitch.
I don't know. Do we sound alike? Yeah, maybe we do sound alike.
Not to quote
it. You hear it? Yeah, I hear it.
Not to quote the inferior show.
Yeah, fuck that show. So next one, Skeeter says to the boys that I don't take kindly to their type around here. But in the red badge of gayness, when the boys were in the bar, he didn't say anything to them. Interesting.
Maybe he took kindly to them afterwards.
I don't know. Well, the red badge, I thought, yeah, you're right. Maybe. The bartender.
Oh, no, that was before, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So previous, the boys were in the bar. He didn't say anything.
Well, maybe he didn't take kindly to them afterwards because they fought for the union. We don't take kindly, you union twats.
Maybe that's why. The bartender let the boys stay in the bar, but in the new Terrence and Phillip movie trailer, he told them to get out when they were watching that episode later on. So he tells them to get out, and they're trying to find. Hey, you kids need to get out here. This is a bar for adults. This episode implies, as we mentioned, that Principal Victoria is a murderer. This is the first appearance of Skater, owner of Skater's Bar and Cocktails. So I guess he's the owner,
of
the bar. See, now that I did not pick up in this episode. I totally forgot.
Right. Yeah. No. And I don't know if they showed the name of the bar in this episode. I know they've shown the name of the bar. I can't remember if it was in the past or after that point. But like, I knew the bar was Skeeter's. I knew it was his, but I don't know if that was common knowledge at that point.
Right. No, it's just interesting, but that he ended up being the bar owner the whole time, right? So that's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
it makes more sense why the bartender couldn't kick him out or do anything. Now Skater, he ain't done nothing wrong. Like that's you can't really kick out your boss. So Trey Parker and Matt Stone, as I mentioned, they were so exhausted and hungover from doing the South Park movie that they have no memory of making this episode. If you notice in Stan's room, a cyborg Bill doll can be seen on the floor. And this is how we end up getting Power Jim doll later on. Like he takes his doll from Stan.
Yep.
So that's what ended up being later on. Power Jim doll. All these weird ones, little toys you can see in the background. So a picture of what looks like to be the stuffed frog from the Mexican episode of Staring Frog of Sri Lanka can be seen in the classroom. The episode was inspired by many of the high-profile cases of sexual harassments in schools that occurred in the 90s. This was likely spun off into the public conscious due to the sexual harassment charges, of course, made against then.
The president of the goddamn United States. You know, I had a woman in office. She gave me a blowjob, and I lied on TV, and nobody did anything. They said, "Well, he stole your money," and then you know what I did? You know what I did after that? I got on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein a couple times, went to his island. What can I say? I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Have you seen me? I look great.
Anyway, so Bill Clinton. Gerald, that's my best Bill Clinton impersonation. I try.
Now we're trying to send this food to Somalia.
Send it to
Warlords. I can do Perot. I can't really do Clinton.
Yeah, it's kind of my Ben can do a really good Clinton. I practiced a lot. I tried just based on Will Ferrell trying to do like Bush. Yeah,
right.
Well, you know we're working hard. You know we're getting out there and we're getting and we're communicating and we're reorganizing and we're becoming a cohesive unit. And from there, we're going to get things done.
Cohesive unit, axis of evil.
Axis of evil, right?
You gotta do like the squinty eyes for W.
Cohesive unit, axis of evil.
Now then you get to George H.W. Bush. You get to H.W. Bush, and he kind of talks like this. Wouldn't be prudent. We can't keep this conversation going. Wouldn't be prudent.
I basically helped Ronald Reagan become president. Anyway, so
I ran the CIA. That bullet in Kennedy's head came from me.
Don't tell nobody. He kind of has that
secret.
Kind of has that similar voice to the homosexual guy on Family Guy.
Oh no, Jeffrey! Hey, Jeffrey, look who's got a mustache. I know.
That's a good character voice. I like that guy on Family Guy. Anyway,
yeah.
God, let's end this episode.
So off the fucking rails.
Let's get to the end here.
Right.
So to finish up here, Gerald justifies his lawsuits due to Democrats. Changes to sexual harassment law by the Democratic Party during the 1990s led to many charges of potentially frivolous lawsuits due to the vagueness of the law. And then he explains what sexual harassment is. You know, we have these rules in place that way you can't say these things in the workplace. And I like Kyle goes, "Isn't that fascism?" No, it's not fascism. We don't call it that. I was like, that just shows the idiocracy right there of that.
Yeah.
No, it's not fascism. We don't call it that. And what South Park really is trying to point out that not all fascism, I think, is bad. That's what they're trying to say. Like, oh, so then that's fascism. No, it's not fascism. That's not what we call it. Okay. Like Kyle, I don't think is saying that's a bad thing. He's just saying, hey, isn't that considered fascism? So that's an interesting, maybe underlying tone they were trying to sneak in there.
Right. My leftist ass. I'm gonna just.
So here I do have the answer, by the way, for the earlier question. Skeeter questions: if pandas live in mountains and they eat bamboo, which is located in drier, more regionous mountain area,
arid regions, yeah.
actually, Skeeter is misinformed. Pandas used to reside in lower regions of China and Tibet until development by humans forced them to relocate to higher regions for food.
So they
There you go.
got it.
Isn't it interesting that in this episode, this is the last bit of trivia, that Gerald plays into the stereotypes often mentioned by Cartman that the Jewish people are money hungry, greedy, deliberately makes the situations to sue the school district, tries to distract Kyle when he questions his behavior. He then threatens to sue the school news anchor for slander when he says he's like a whore to make all the lawsuits to get the money. So like they really try to play up the typical nature of a Jewish person here. They do that, I mean, of course, throughout the episode, but I mean, even more so, they turn Gerald into a bona fide troll, which is the end of which is the theme outro song. Ching chang choo, ching chang ching.
And
Shout out. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, this is probably one of the last appearances of Mr. Hat for a while too, because he was in this episode, and it was probably one of those things that they either produced right before the movie or it was done right after the movie, and they just totally fucking forgot. Like, oh yeah, we killed him.
Yeah, that's why I didn't really like shit on it too much here.
And I'm not shitting on it. It was just one of it's like it's an Easter egg, I guess, would be the best.
Yeah. No, I mean, what I'm saying is, rather than calling it out, I didn't want to be like, "How come he had his fucking hat, Mr. Hat here?" When, hey, I'm Mr. Hat. I'd like to come with you to hell. Oh, that'd be just fine. Like he goes down to hell with Mr. Satan. So you're right.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and like I'm not crapping on it or anything, but it's just like, I always thought it was interesting.
So we're gonna before we get into pop culture here. Actually, no. Well, there's only a couple things. Judge Julie, as you mentioned, is a parody of the TV show Judge Judy, whose show began airing in 1996. She's one of the longest judges, even to today. Right? She's still going strong.
I think she may be on her last season. I think she decided to call it a. Yeah,
but she's getting paid like $20-30 million a fucking year. She's making bank, bro.
Oh my god, yeah, she makes a lot of money, but she's calling it a wrap.
Yep. As we mentioned, Gerald's advertisement is a parody of numerous television commercials where lawyers use flashy gimmicks and dialogue to entice people to seek their legal services. Mr. Garrison is actually teaching the children something factual, though, in this episode. He asks them when Ulysses Grant was president of the United States, and he says he was the 18th president from 1869 to 1877. So that's how you know South Park fucking forgot they make this episode, because they actually had Mr. Garrison teach something right. So I guess Petey, the sexual harassment panda, sometimes goes to the length. Oh, as we mentioned, he goes to the length of replacing regular nouns with words like panda when one panda does another panda and another party member of a panda, much like the Smurfs, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
That was the pop culture, and the only other thing I had was continuity. It is revealed in this episode that Stan has asthma. So we didn't know that unless you watch this episode. Rather than go over the top liked and disliked here, guys, I'm going to read an email instead or a message we got from a listener and the show. So this messenger, I'm not going to read his last name because I don't want to, if he doesn't want that, but his name is Mike. Mike said he's from Denmark, and he said, "Go Troll Hunters! Just started benching SP. I don't know how Denmark people talk, so just started benching SP on VPlay, which is something called a rewatch, and wanted a podcast to complement it." Why am I talking in a European accent now? I have listened to the first 7 episodes by now and love what you guys are doing. He did give us some feedback, like on an older episode, which I'd like this. He pointed out, he goes, "You guys missed the book depository reference in season 2 about Kathy Lee Gifford. It's where Lee Harvey Oswald shot President Kennedy. So good call out. I guess we missed that. Thanks for calling that out." And then another thing he said here was your outro song is actually an old Danish folk song, which I didn't know this. It's real. It's a real song. He's like, "I know this sounds silly, but this particular version is actually from a Christmas calendar. and is performed by gnomes/people working in the Danish National Archives. And he sends it over, and it's a real song. It's ching chung ching, ching chung lu, ching chung ching, Lucy Lai. And like it's the people performing it. It's like from the 70s and shit. It's crazy. So shout out to you, Mike, from listening all the way from Denmark.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We had some fans in Denmark and Sweden. It's like I said, it's probably because of that outro song. Really picked up people in the algorithm or something somewhere.
I mean, he's on 7 or 8, so it's going to be a couple weeks before he catches up and hears it.
Right, he's in season 2, so at least he's there.
Yeah, he's in. Okay, so yeah, he'll catch up quickly.
Yeah, he's in that episode.
Yeah.
So, but thanks, Mike, for listening. We got a couple different people sending us messages in. Somebody sent me a message on Instagram, I think, too, and they were like, "Hey, man, just want to let you know, love your show. Just found it. It's awesome." So I was like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool." And we've had an uptick of listenership on our own personal feed. I have sent pictures to you, and I said to Ian, I was like, "So people are like starting to uptick and listen to the show on our own personal feed now." So thanks, guys. We appreciate it. Well, you can continue to check us out on YouTube, Hami Media. Or actually, if you want to look on Hami Media Group, we're there too on their YouTube as well. Like there's a playlist set up, so you can go there or go to our personal feed. It actually all links back to the same view. So on Hami Media Group, South Park, I don't care where you watch it; it's all going to come back to me or us. But on podcast format, if you want to check us out, subscribe to us: iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google. I think Amazon. Eventually, I'll put it on there, and all the big name platforms. And of course, you can check out Hami Media Group. That's where we're located at, and ratsaladreview.com, thebrosters.com, StevieRichardsFitness.com, ProWrestlingTees.com, Zordos Olive Oil, Dippin' Donuts, some other people that are probably missing. Joe, what's going on with you, bro?
Slave to the Deathmatch on Fight App Saturday, October 3rd. That'll be 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. You can get that for $9.
5 Pacific, Slave to the Death Match.
And yeah, that'll be $9.99. And
you should have made it $3.50.
$3.50.
About $3.50.
I don't think they would have let us make it $3.50, but yeah, that'll be Saturday, October 3rd. That's the next big thing coming up. Make sure you watch Devotion Championship Wrestling on YouTube and Twitch and all that fun stuff too.
If we do a Patreon, is that a tier? Can we make $3.50 a $3.50 tier?
Oh my God, yeah, we can totally make a $3.50 tier.
I need about $3.50.
Then we need to call it I need about $3.50.
I need about $3.50. That's the name of the tier it'll be when we eventually make a Patreon next year or something. Guys,
damn it, monster!
Because guys, this is only, as we mentioned, season 3, episode 6. There's 24 seasons, and this year starting. So over 307 episodes to be exact. So we got a long way to go. And we appreciate you growing with us, listening to us as we continue to expand here, adding another host, another permanent resident here on the Suck My Balls crew. So, Joe, thanks for sucking my balls.
Oh, they're extra vinegary.
Right. By this day, but before it's over, you will suck my balls. Take that. That's nasty.
What is that? It's my bone. God damn it, Cartman. How would you like to suck my balls?
What did you say?
I'm sorry. Actually, what I said was... How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison? Holy shit, dude.